What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode and edition of the Fight Factory Wrestling Podcast right here on the MyFandom YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. We're coming to you live from the Richard Lucas Chevrolet and Subaru studio right here in Matawan, New Jersey, a.k.a. Chop Studios. That's my baby. It is Dave Sturchio. It is Tommy D. And, of course, it is Chris Payne in the Pain Corner over there, or the Corner of Pain. What do you prefer? All right.
Pain,
so
I like the Corner of Pain. Sounds good.
Corner of Pain. All right, the Corner of Pain. Right, it's the intersection between Pain and Tommy Tequila. Not here again.
The poor fans are getting the intersection of pain right now as I'm looking at the camera.
Don't do it. No, guys, listen. If you have kids watching the show, turn away. Don't look at the twig and giggleberries.
Wow, what a hole!
Right. So,
or if you want a koozie, check it out now.
There you go.
There it is. A plug for the koozies. There are brand new War on the Shore koozies, not the Coca-Cola. The koozies they're beautiful. I love how they turned out. They're part of the beach shop that you will see.
Do this right now.
Oh God. Okay. And there it is. The War on the Shore koozie. Exclusively available at the War on the Shore 2, Point Pleasant, New Jersey, July the 15th. It is a beautiful looking koozie, and the artwork is great. And of course, Martell's will thank us because we gave them a little rub as well without even their permission. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well out there.
Tickets put on a koozie.
Sure. Anyway, we talked about Richard Lucas.
We're going to go to Donovan's because they're not paying us nothing.
Well, that's another story for another day, and we'll talk about that.
Oh, great.
But before we get
that means there was a callback.
We also want to give a special shout out to our other sponsors that are rocking with us for the War on the Shore 2. That includes Luchadors in Manhattan, New York, right on some kind of pier. Where are they?
Stroud. There it is. South Street Seaport.
Boom.
South
That's where you
Street
go.
And John Street.
Don't tell them that the Fight Factory podcast sent you for all your Tex-Mex goods.
I was online yesterday and somebody was talking about they were like War on the Shore. What
on the line.
Pro wrestling at the Jersey Shore.
Wrestling at the Jersey
Shore. I turned around and was
Shore.
like, that's my company.
Garden State Therapy. Those guys are joining us as well for all your future rubdowns. Deshaun Watson is not invited to this,
Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker. I was going to say, Justin Tugger, who is not employed anymore as well in the NFL.
Or untucked.
Arthur Cantina Wine and Spirits over there in the Bronx, New York. We want to give a special shout out to those guys as well, right next to the Yankee Stadium, and of course the Colts.
Tommy, what's their address? Oh wait, he's not here
again.
What was that video? The Bronx, am I right?
Yeah. Hobo. Get a real job. Yes, it was a great video.
I have
also,
mangoes.
I did want to say that Tommy Tequila was, in fact, on his way here. Ran into a shit ton of traffic.
With sandwiches.
Gave us screenshots to prove it, just so, we don't want to call him out for being a liar or anything like that. So, anyway, so he did not make it to the show today. So shout out to Tommy. Thanks for the sandwiches that we're not able to enjoy.
What kind of sandwich ain't too fat?
The Colts next.
Sorry doesn't fill my belly, Tommy.
Half a sandwich.
I'm trying to get to the sponsors, trying to get us paid, and you guys are just shut the fuck up. The Colts Next Sports Foundation, thank you, of obviously big time thank you to those guys as they are supporting the show as well. Santiago Sports down the street on 34 for all your WWE and merchandise needs, and I've gotten like 4 or 5 shirts already from those guys. They got a bunch of WWE shit, vintage stuff. Can
you introduce me to Tyler so I can get a discount on the Hasbros that I need because they're extremely expensive?
Yeah, no, he's got a bunch of them. And of course, we want to give a special shout out to the Stand Comedy Club in New York City as well. I will be attending there Friday night, I think. I might complain about traffic and not go and not show up. So
I'll be performing on the 23rd.
Are you got an open mic?
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, brick a leg.
Jeez Louise. Anyway, and of course, our friends over at Savvy Seats use the Fight Factory 10 discount code for $10 doll hairs off your order for any tickets, including maybe SummerSlam. SummerSlam getting a big build up right now, right? None, 0 build up for SummerSlam so far. So. Before we get into anything else, I know
Ringside Collectibles, War on the Shore, save 10%.
That too. And they're on our screen right now, so you can see that they also
right
support the show. But so, look, I know there's probably a couple new viewers that have never watched this before today because we said we were going to make an announcement on this show today. So that's what we're doing. We also want to say goodbye to...
Do we want to do that yet?
Nah, probably not. I do want to say we've made a significant change to the Sink or Swim Battle Royal because we felt in our hearts that
it's too much of a commitment.
A gimmick title, like a sponsored title, just sounds weird. Not that it's not a bad idea. They came in. The Superbird has helped us out tremendously last year.
Still very supportive.
It's very supportive of the brand, but we want to make it our very own thing. So we made a big change. And listen, Sink or Swim Battle Royal will be happening. 20 participants will be in this thing. We know of most of them. We know of 19 of them, as a matter of fact, with the addition of Michael Massacre the other day. Underground Nutrition. So we've definitely stacked that card. Now, with that being said, this is no longer for the Super Bird Championship. This is now for the brand new Fight Factory Wrestling Open Weight Championship. Open Weight Championship was come up by Chris Payne. He hit me up on the phone the other day. He said, "How about this?" I said, "I'm sorry, did you say overweight?" So it wouldn't be.
We potentially could have that down the road.
Yeah, we could have the overweight championship as well. But the open weight championship will be officially our secondary belt. The belt is already in production. We've hit up a
friend of ours.
A friend of ours who actually hit us up prior to. And then so we finally decided to give him a go. And he's making that belt, and the design is awesome. So again, you're getting
shout out to Payne for the design.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, Payne's a belt guy, bro. He look at the two belts we have here. Like, there's nothing that, you know, Payne knows aesthetics, and he's not Damian Gibbs, right? He can work. That was a shout out to Damian Gibbs. But
sit on my face, please.
Mr. Roboto.
Yeah. So anyway, so congratulations.
Oh, grandma's boy.
To the future. No.
Yes.
Yes, the sit on my face thing. Yeah, fine. I was talking about.
Please.
Getting robot legs. It's a very risky surgery.
You guys have a bathroom or you just take a dump in the plants?
The monkey, bro. Anyway, so
I know.
Nick Swartzen is in that movie, and he's one of my favorite comedians of all time because I just think he's off the wall. But anyway, so that's the announcement. We wanted to let everybody know that the participants who are in this thing are participating now for I want to say a bigger championship.
It's the workhorse belt.
It is our secondary workhorse belt, our intercontinental
It's our
championship.
grinder,
It is our grinder belt. This is whoever wins this thing.
What?
What?
Shut up.
Idiot.
I'm sure he did that during this month.
Of course.
So
That's the first name you threw out.
Reading Rainbow.
I got a whole segment on that. Anyway, so we're very excited about this. Production's underway already. Again, it's our brand. This one's going to be taken everywhere. We're very excited about it, and look for the new champion to be crowned at the War on the Shore. So that's awesome. The full card is officially booked. We've announced all the matches. We have Title for Title, which me and Moff spoke briefly about in Moff's Sit Down. You can check out Moff's Sit Down. Danny Moff and I sat down for about an hour, really peeled back the curtain a little bit. I broke him. He started to cry. He's not a big crier, but actually, you know what?
He's an emotional.
He's an emotional guy.
He's a huge
extremely
crier.
emotional.
Yeah.
dude.
Big time crier. So
Yeah, but dude, I get it. Like
Me,
not
Amy, not happy.
I know we're I know we got a stacked show, but when I reposted it and I had said if any independent worker that's on the scene today doesn't have the heart and desire that he still has at his age, then just stop doing this.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of or a component of anybody who's like just doing this for like a side gig or fun. Like, I don't know. I just can't. It's supposed to be fun, yeah, but just know that it's a business and it's a grind. And Danny Moff has been bleeding and sweating and crying for the last 30 years. You know what I mean?
What
Like,
he said was, I go out there and I feel like I'm in front of 65,000 people. The second I don't feel that anymore.
and that's when he broke. He was
You know
like-
what I mean? So that's what these guys that are out there, and look, not everybody books, 1,000 people in an indie show. Sometimes you have 150 people, 200 people.
Yeah.
But if you go out there and just phone it in, maybe 50
He's never
of those
been able.
people
He's
aren't
never been
coming
able
back.
to do that. He's tried. Trust me.
I'll say this in regards to what you said about just hang it up if you're not gonna. If you said that to a bunch of the people that are actually like headliners right now or that are making it now, back in the day, and you looked at what they looked like when they first broke into the business, there are a ton that you could have been like, you need to stop. You need to stop because you just don't look the part, you don't act the part, you don't work out, you don't have the dedication. And then something happened and they made a switch and all of a sudden, and that was something that I didn't make it, but I was doing well before I stopped. And if you would have told me when I first started, don't go in the ring ever again, based on what I looked like and what I wore and stuff like that, I never, And you told me to stop then. I never would have done what I did and looked how I did.
I'm not meaning gear. I'm talking about
No. I
feeling.
mean everything. Commitment, gym, gear,
because like I used to
investment.
it's funny because I think it was Craig, the big deal, Craig Steele said this to me on my second match, one of those two. It was one of those 6-man tags. Were you in the Rawway Senior Center show?
Always when the
we lost
lights?
Sandy and we had to go
Yeah,
to
it was
the
my generator.
right. So who did you work?
That was
night?
when me, you, and Swan were playing the piano and singing.
Yes, that's right. But who did you work that night?
That was like it was me. It was a multi-man match again. It was like a 3-on-3, I think, this time because we did
With
the
me and
5-on-5.
You were on the
I'm pretty
opposite
sure
side?
because Miggs was in it.
Yeah.
Gibbs was in it.
Craven was in it.
Yep.
But anyway, I say all that to say this. Me and Gibbs started the match, and Gibbs started with a test of strength, right? As a joke to me. And I flexed on him, and I did the test of strength. And Craig comes up to me, he goes, hey, listen, I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice. Don't ever flex on somebody who looks better than you.
No.
It's like, whew, you're
100%.
right. And I look back on pictures of my rookie year, and I'm like, I called myself destruction. Like, what the fuck? I'm in better shape now. At almost
look
40.
at what I looked like. I was okay shape. I had
Tassels.
I had biker shorts that said CP on one side and 24 on the other. I had
Fucking
neon
Jeff
green.
Gordon over here.
I had neon green wrist tape. I had tassels that went halfway up my boot, not even fully up the boot. And I had high spots boots that looked like they were like a guy that goes around screaming a word of,
Invincible! I'm kidding. That wasn't him, right? That wasn't
But
reference to him.
the point being is that like
Check out Tommy Invincible over at Shotgun Thursday night.
I looked like shit. And I turned it around and I started getting better gear. You won't make fun of me for it, but I made the investment to get better gear. I got in a lot better shape. I mean, once I went on my honeymoon and I saw fucking before and after photos, like, holy shit, I gotta
admit,
make a move.
My favorite gear that you had
Was the blue and the green against Bobby Wayward with the white boots.
I do like that. But you went long tights for a second, right?
I had long tights with like the old English and it said Payne on them.
I kind of like that. I mean, long tights might have been. I'm a long tights guy. I'm a Shawn Michaels guy. I never. That was my biggest thing growing up. I was like, they were wrestling in their underwear. You know what I mean? Like and he's a Hogan guy, so you're like, oh, brother, that's awesome. You know.
I honestly think the smallest change in gear can make the biggest difference because like
significantly.
If you take like a pair of knee sleeves, just like the neoprene sleeves, put them on before you put on a pair of like trace knee pad sleeves. You know, the ones that have that open back with the two straps.
The 3D look.
It looks like it's got dimension. But if you take those AMA wrestling knee pads, the ones that Kurt Angle wore all the time, if you don't have that structure, you look fucking weird. You look awkward.
Yeah.
I made that
Gear is
change, and
everything.
all of a sudden, I started to look a little bit better in stuff. And then I went to the Warrior, like the Gladiator boots with the straps on the side.
Those are also my favorite boots.
So-
if Gibbs would have been, smart, he wouldn't have gotten the
Like, I'll give you a
moon boots that
I'll
he
give
got.
you a perfect
he got
example.
he got the boots that Michaels rocked in WrestleMania 12, like those big fucking.
There's not that many people that could pull that off.
Yeah, he couldn't.
He tried.
He couldn't.
You want the perfect example of a guy that I think right now, and I'm going to tell him when I see him. If he makes one change to his, two changes to his gear, if he stops rocking the bikers and goes with the trunks, and then puts on Gladiator Warrior like boots with straps, or
So somebody currently in the Indies
he
right now.
looks fucking
Hold on,
fantastic. He
hold on.
wrestles for us.
Oh, hold on. Shit. Wait.
Looks amazing.
Has bikers.
Has bikers.
Go to
Sometimes,
trunks.
I know what he's talking about.
Wait.
sometimes-
Has bikers wants to go to trunks.
Has bikers should go to trunks, but he also goes from high boots to kick pads, and he's a big guy.
I know what he's talking about.
Oh shit. Tommy. Go ahead.
Oh, Gipke.
Yep, 1,000%.
Got it.
He makes the change from those boots because I don't like the boots. If he makes the change to like a Warrior and
You
then puts
watching,
on trunks,
Steve? Do it.
he will the Gladiator boots and fucking trunks.
I mean, the guy's
he
built
looks
like
amazing.
legitimately Road Warrior Hawk.
Right.
Like he's got the physique
fucking
of
tremendous.
a fucking ox. And
he can work he can work fast. I'm telling you, those two changes will make a tremendous difference.
yeah, I mean, look, you have to do with what you're comfortable with too.
Of course.
Just like anything else. Like, for instance, when the Yankees weren't allowed to have beards, I always said, like, man, if you just let them have beards, they'll feel more comfortable in playing. There's something to that. Being comfortable makes you. So that's like, for me, I was never, ever, ever going to be a non-singlet guy. Like, that's just my build. That's how it worked. I would never have no shirt.
Like
it
your
just,
singlet was designed nicely. It was made properly by the right people.
you know what I told him? I was like, Scott Norton, do that. That's what I want.
Right.
There you go.
But I'm telling, I don't like. I think no, I don't care. His boots look cheap, and when you get that layer, that sole on the bottom of the boot that has one size and it looks thin, it just looks like it doesn't.
He's doing
it does no justice, does no service.
He's doing legs right now watching this live. He's just like, fuck this guy, and he just fucking pushes it off.
Which is fine. That's fine.
We're trying to motivate.
I'm always
We're trying to
carrying.
motivate. All right.
I'm always carrying.
So that was.
I'm always carrying.
Tell
I
him
just think you give yourself a little bit of a platform and then go up a little bit on the soul. One, it'll help you out with your height, and then two, it'll make that much of a difference.
I remember when
promise.
Mop gave me a pair of his boots as my first boots. I was like, I gotta shave these fucking things down. There's no way. The fucking lifts were
Oh
like,
my God.
I felt like I was Marilyn Manson. I was like, where am I going here?
Dave's
Well, I'm
walking to
still-
the ring. Sweet dreams.
Right. Standing in
I
6
can't
foot
walk with
7.
these
And I was
things
like,
on.
6'7". I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, so I went to a bootmaker and I was like, can you just shave these down a little bit and put a nice little sole on it?
But moral story is, I think
Gear is everything.
gears
And
gears
we went back to-
everything. Presentation's everything. So I mean, if you
And
just
you're talking about somebody like Danny Moff, who's, again, 20 plus years in the business, and he has a new pair of gear every time I see him. Like, and he's still investing in his product. He's still investing in his body. He's still investing in his look. So it's just crazy. I mean, the dude was rubbing some kind of oil on his arms for a fucking sit-down interview. He wanted to make sure he looked the part. Like, it's an investment. It's the littlest, tiniest
when
thing.
Moff talks low the way he does,
the best.
you almost want to cry immediately. Because
You know what? Not for
was
nothing.
sitting there and
Tell the editor of that to sit there and I have to raise his volume every
Oh,
time I
I know,
talk.
I
And his
know.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah, you were loud as could be.
there's a couple loud
yeah.
moments where I had to raise up the volume.
I remember
and I'm
him going like
fuck.
he kept turning like
But
this.
I told him to do that. I was like, I
Think Jake Roberts.
yeah,
Go.
exactly. And I like Moff when he's crazy, right? And he's all doing his crazy shit. But I said there's something cynical about Moff with a low tone. And
100%.
like, I'll just rip your throat out and I'll
Yeah.
feed it to your children. You know what I
But
mean?
when-
Like,
Jesus Christ.
can you put it on vibrate?
It's the wife.
I don't care. Tell them
Fair enough.
it's my fucking anniversary and I'm here. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, because you're so fucking missing something.
Nothing, actually. Title for title. We talked about that. We got also our women's championship right there on the line. Lady Frost returns to the Fight Factory Wrestling brand to defend her championship against Vicky Venuto and, of course, WWE ID Zeta Steel. Excited for that one. Joey Janela. I mean, come on. Can't say enough about Joey. And WWE just did a feature on Marcus Mathers on Twitter. So I retweeted it with the Joey promo. So I just want to make sure I try to capitalize on that. But Marcus Mathers has been seen training now with Natty Neidhart, and he's just doing some tremendous
Perfect
things.
style for him.
And he really is. And I remember interviewing him with Josh Chernoff at GCW at the mall, and it was just a great interview. And just like, he's such a humble kid, and he's just super excited every time he goes out there. So again, he's young. Does that fire burn long term? Hopefully, because I think the kid's got it.
I think it will.
Yeah. And of course, Crowbar versus Gangrel. Wait until you see what we got in store for you mother effers on the beach for that show, for that match in itself. Very excited about lighting the entire beach on fire. Also, triple threat match. We got Jordan Oliver, Sean Donovan, Ken Dixon. Yeah, so I can't wait for that one. They're going to kick the shit out of each other. Last year, we started the show with Donovan and Dixon, and they killed it. So I have no doubts that adding a Jordan Oliver to this mix just makes
I always laugh when I watch that match back. I've watched it back like 10 times.
Wherever
Which
they
is-
are, I'm running for a shot with them this time.
Well, that's to that.
Yeah.
Donovan's like just trashing everybody. All you do is drink, you alcohol, and then he goes over and takes 5 shots.
Well, no, he said all you do is drink beer. There's a difference between hard alcohol.
he's a-
and
he's
beer.
a
You want to
whiskey-
play
he's a
semantics? I'll
Scotch.
fucking throw my coffee at
He's
you.
a Scotch whiskey guy. You know
Thank
what I mean?
you.
Like,
Right.
he's a hard alcohol, nice and polished. None of that
But
beer
when
shit.
he did the shot, he was like,
Hulking up after, like, yes, let's do it.
fucking love Dixon.
That was Superbird, by
Love
the way.
Dixon, though. Love Donovan.
Oh, it's going to be great. So we also have the Real One Open Challenge. Very excited about that.
They should do Vuzo wears a bikini.
Okay.
Never mind.
Dixon will be all over that. He's
I was
already
gonna
wearing
say, he's
he
halfway
always wears the
there.
short shorts on his
Yeah,
the
he's
denim
halfway
shorts.
there.
Speaking of bikinis, Effie will be taking on Richard Holiday. Very excited about that. Richard Holiday, and he told me this at ACW, but he announced it today. He's running his own show in August, I believe. It's a 10-year celebration of him. that is so on brand. He's betting on himself. I'm very, very
Did you
pumped for
see
the guy.
the video that he put on Instagram the other day?
I haven't seen them all, but
Eyes on me as he's got a luscious ass right next to him as he's talking throughout the whole
And
promo.
like, he's walking the streets and he's got somebody like, Richard Holiday, how do you get prepared for a match? He's like, oh, well, I'm Richard Holiday, and he walks away. I'm like, this dude is money.
He's very much doing the taking Cardona's advice.
Yes, I mean, you talk about a guy who definitely picks the brain of somebody who just worked, and yeah, he's taking that approach, and it's great.
I mean, like, look at the guys that are just like they make their own shows up, and then they just fucking go. They do so well. Janela.
Did you see
Janela Spring Break?
Speaking
Big
of
Gay
Payne,
Brunch.
Speaking of Payne and his toys, did you see that the big major wrestling figure pot are launching their very own ring?
I'll support them. I'll get it.
It's awesome. It's very cool. They used somebody else's mold. They gave somebody credit and they changed the post. But like, I didn't know this. Maybe you can shed some light on this. Under the ring
Was it storage?
Yeah, they got that too. There's storage under the ring for like props and shit.
It's phenomenal. Props. You could put the figures in there and carry them with you and take the belt as a carry case.
The figures.
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 We said Holiday Effie, and of course now we also have to talk about Mr. Blessed One himself, Casey Navarro.
That was a nice surprise,
who just popped up. Dude, I did the Leonardo DiCaprio. I was like, what? And I was like, wait. Wife comes in, everything okay? I'm like, I couldn't even speak English.
Dude, I was
like,
in the parking lot at the gym, wanted to watch the end of it because I wanted to see if Santana was going to win. And I'm like, that's pink fucking hair. Get the fuck out of here. I was like, lost another one.
Good for him, man.
So cool to see that. And shout out to Mike Santana, who had a fucking banger of a match.
He
Against
caught
Trick.
that kick in the face, though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that was.
I really thought they were putting the belt on him last night. I really thought they were going to get it off Trick and put it on him.
Bro,
No, man, but
that was one of the better interferences I've seen in a while. Because, like you, I thought for sure they were dropping it to him.
Well, how about the fact that they used the distraction to get the distraction? You know what I mean? It was Elias in the thing.
Yeah, in the crowd.
Smashed the thing. The referee's out there, and all of a sudden Navarro and AJ come out. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And that little shit, Casey. I talked to you in the afternoon, and I said to you, I said,
I don't know anything.
I said, no, exactly.
I
was
don't know what's going on.
I said, buddy, I was like, is your match on our show going to be a TNA World Title match? He goes, I don't know. I'm rooting for Mike, though. He deserves it. All this other shit. And I'm like, wow, all right, cool. End of conversation. Then this shit happens on NXT. I text him. I'm like, you faving son of a bitch. I was like, how do you not tell me? And no, listen, credit to him for literally kayfabing the closest people that he has in his circle.
Absolutely.
That's a pro. That's a pro.
But let's just put this caveat in there before we go any further, because I can already see people coming in and, oh, you're just trying to leech and all this other stuff.
Leech.
We have had Santana versus KC booked at War on the Shore at Martell's Tiki Bar live Tuesday, July 15th. Tickets still available at Eventbrite.com. We have had that booked forever. So I don't want to hear anything about, you're trying to get
funny
your
because
free price. That's not what happened. We just have great minds.
Did anybody say that?
Not yet. I'm waiting.
No.
Because I just started the tweets.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
It's going to happen. You're going to catch some schmuck.
All I'm going to do is screenshot the date that we posted the match graphic.
We can do everything.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Mark, we need a graphic made of Casey and Mike. Or, hey, it's going to be you and Mike. Or,
I remember asking Casey.
Putting out Casey and Mike tonight. Make sure you blast it.
I said to him, all right, here are three options. Who would you, prefer if we're giving a preference? And he's like, definitely Santana. We worked once on TV.
Yes.
And it was great, and I think we'd kill it. And then I told Santana, or you told Santana, one of us
He
told
asked me
Santana.
who he was working. I said Casey, and he didn't say anything bad about it.
Yeah, he was, and I saw Santana at ACW. He's fucking pumped for this. My only stomach turning
collaborate.
Yeah, that too.
He doesn't allow himself
He might
to be
not be
tagged.
allowed at this point. That's the thing.
Yeah, but he doesn't allow.
Could back then.
I know.
Yeah, but he doesn't allow himself to be tagged on anything.
No,
on
if he
Instagram.
follows you,
No,
he does.
okay.
So he doesn't follow you, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess he follows me then.
He
'cause I
follows
tag-
me and you in Fight Factory.
I tag him on Twitter all the time, and it's fine.
Yeah. So
Oh, Twitter. I'm talking about Instagram.
my fear.
No, we
my,
tag him on Instagram too.
My
though.
stomach is turning a little bit.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get pulled.
No.
Oh.
I just think that somehow, some way, and I'm not putting this into. I guess I am putting this into the universe.
Don't do it. Don't do
Just
it.
shut up. I just think that
Too late now because I want to hear it.
TNA probably has a chance to be like, hey, they can't work anywhere else besides TNA. And I don't know, like right now we're doubling down and we're like hammering it home like, hey, look, we had this already booked. This is thing, blah, 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 blah. Would TNA go that far? Because look, NWA.
They're allowed to take independent bookings, and if that's the case, then I'll get my fucking cousin, the lawyer, and I'll sue them. Because we booked it before them.
Card subject to change. But yes, we're
No,
very.
I don't think we're gonna run into that because I mean, if anything,
The voice has spoken.
they're gonna have they're gonna work probably before our event anyway.
I
You
don't know,
would think
man.
it might be a tag team gimmick
You're talking about
first.
you're talking about 5 weeks of NXT. You think they're gonna immediately go right into a match with him and KC?
No, they
Oh, no, I'm talking about
no,
TNA.
TNA, buddy.
Okay, you have five
5
weeks
weeks
of
of
TV.
TNA, right? So, and they do the TV tapings. So if they haven't done it already, like last night was a live shot of what is to come. So I don't know where you go from there.
And is it? And are we even sure that it's going to be Christian? Because it could be Francis.
Very true. I mean, again,
And listen,
I
you
think
know,
it's Christian first. To be honest with you,
if you want to use our,
KC,
if
sorry.
you want to use their match on our beach for your video package, that's fine.
Or pay for AJ, send him down, let him interfere in that match too. Hey, what are you doing? Hit us up.
AJ was very easy to work
Fight
with as
Factory
well.
Wrestling at-
We apologize.
Was pretty
I
cool.
personally apologize to AJ for not using him on the shore. That's just we just had to
What was pretty
make
cool
picks.
that all three of those guys wrestled for us last night.
Chernoff's tweet.
We're bringing him in.
Huh?
We're bringing him in.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna get a discounted rate because he's not gonna work.
All right.
We'll work him
As
in.
we just give away the whole finish.
We'll work
But,
him in.
What? Yeah, no. He's we'll work him in.
What?
He just yeah. No edits. I'm not editing, so fucking chill this week. Oh
man.
Don't do it.
Hold on.
No.
Come on down to the shore. Get jacuzzis.
So yeah, we're very excited about the fact that we got ahead of that. We loved it. The hats are on sale. They'll be there as well. Pro Wrestling Tees, guys.
Oh, yes.
Pro Wrestling Tees.
We've now made it. We've now made it.
It's official. Except I've seen like a catalog of shirts. I'm like, who are the fuck are these people?
On the map.
We are on the map. Pro Wrestling Tees / Fight Factory
we're going to
Wrestling.
Pakistan.
We got four shirts available right now. More on the shore, the OG shirt, and a couple of our
Didn't you submit
logos.
2 others?
I did, but they got rejected, so I just had to send them back.
all right,
yeah,
okay.
they got it rejected because of too many submissions on one day.
Roger
I
that.
was on a fucking tear. I was like,
How do you
"How
have too
about
many
this? How about this?"
submissions on one day if you're trying to build a store?
Yeah, fair. So
They
that's
only
that.
have so many people working.
I know. But yes, ProWrestlingTees.com
One
/
out of a studio
Pro Wrestling
apartment in
Fight Factory,
Chicago.
but I got cut off again by Schmucko McGee over here. Anyway, so that's the War on the Shore news. Very excited about it. We are 41 days away. By the time we do our show next week, we'll be in the good old 30s. So we are there. We are right the fuck there. And it's a very exciting time to be a Fight Factory Wrestling employee, a.k.a. the three of us.
I think I need a drink now. Think I need a drink now?
Yeah, right. Listen, I did stock some solo cups in case anybody wanted some wild
I have
comment.
work.
Yeah, he has work.
I've worked 24 hours.
I can tell you this much: on Memorial Day, I had wild common margaritas, and I was shit faced.
Wait, I didn't know you got a bottle.
So it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a bottle last of all the people.
Yeah.
So-
What about me?
Well, you know, I didn't
As Tommy's behind him with the bottle.
I didn't
Right.
get the $700 fucking bottle that you guys
I don't
got
know what
last
this
year.
is. I have no idea. Maybe somebody can shed some light. Tommy Tequila.
What's $700 bottle?
He thinks that we got better bottles than
The
him.
the Comos that you got? No, last year.
Oh, I got that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have 5 of them.
Wow. Okay. And you know who also could have had them?
Well, no.
Somebody else in New York.
Yeah, you could have had one hell of
Well,
a big event with all those bottles.
That's why I have 5. That's why I have 5.
And we were trying to make peace be with you, but obviously that doesn't always happen.
He chose violence.
He chose violence, is right.
But he wished you a happy birthday.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Justin Carino, today, by the way. Big 4-0.
What do you mean?
I'm right. Dear good friend. What are you talking about? All right, WWE got some stuff. Got some pretty shitty news from WWE over the last couple days. It's making its ways around. The WWE will not be renewing the contract of one R-Truth
That might be the worst fucking thing they've done
and
in,
Carlito
in years.
and Valhalla. No, what's her name?
Yeah, Valhalla, yeah.
Her too. So the
Valhalla, the one
girl
that used to
from
come out with
the
the
Viking
Viking
Raiders. She's gone. Like again, she never caught on. But
The one that you said looked like she smelled like stale cigarettes
R-Truth.
and odor.
I never said that.
Yeah, you did.
No,
dude.
I said she
Yeah,
looks
you
like she
did.
doesn't bathe.
holy shit, that she looks like she doesn't bathe. You got to get context.
No. I will go deep dive.
Yeah, here we go. We're gonna get a fucking.
That was
we're gonna get
that
a
was
screen
Mary
recording at
Her name was
2 a.m.
Mary Dobson in the Indies.
Ah.
Cool. The more you know. So anyway, so
Do-do-do-do.
WWE. Listen.
Oh, the Miz too. He unfollowed everything.
Well,
So did
so did
Gunther.
Gunther. So did Gunther. So Gunther did a weird unfollow, delete every wrestling related tweet, and left his Twitter. The only thing on his Twitter right now is something about his wife, and that's it. So like, I don't know what's going on. R-Truth and
Biggest mistake
Carlito
ever.
are the bigger names that we're hearing, and now we're hearing rumors about the Miz, but that's not official yet.
So there was also things that came out that said this was set up for R-Truth earlier in the year with Nick Khan. They offered him money. He didn't. It was too low
They
for
said it was
him.
significantly less than what he's making
Yeah.
now.
So what do you people expect? Like, listen, I love R-Truth. We love R-Truth here.
Mm-hmm.
You have the guy come out every couple weeks. He does some funny shit. You're not going to pay you top dollar for that. Nobody's buying tickets.
Yeah, but dude, he gets
For that.
he gets some of the most clicks.
He does.
Now,
He's
here-
the best. I
listen,
fucking love him. But I
the
don't
match he
think-
had against Cena was amazing.
Here's my thing. I
I'll
don't
tune
think
in
this
for
is the
that.
last-
I'd rather tune in for that than
I
some
don't think
mid-card
this is the last
slop.
that we see him in WWE. I really don't. I don't. I think he's going to go take a little hiatus. Maybe he'll show up.
Oh, no,
and
I think he
Started
comes
his
back.
own
As a,
OnlyFans.
I think he comes back as a backstage personality or a sometime commentator.
I think you're going to see. I think we're going to see him in GCW. Lauderdale threw that
Saw
out there.
that, saw
I
that.
guarantee you, he makes a stop in TNA,
It's the same fucking thing.
and then he's going to come back.
You know, he was the first black NWA
Yes, he was.
champion.
Yep. I do.
TNA?
remember. I will say this. It seems to me, and maybe I'm wrong or off base.
You are. Go ahead.
TKO is becoming very, very
Oh.
shitty for WWE.
So I texted you this.
What?
I texted you this.
What? About
My
what?
opinion on this.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I don't remember that text.
Just don't
so
steal
that-
my line.
I don't remember the text, so I don't know if I'm stealing your line or not.
I said WWE recently is starting to look like TNT. I mean,
Time Warner,
WCW when Time Warner bought them.
Okay, that's a very fair assessment because now
Except WWE's making more money than
You have-
WCW.
you have-
I
But you
think
have
they did well
non-
to begin with, and then they're gonna fucking fade off.
You have
some of the shit makes no sense.
non-wrestling people
Telling
they're
you.
telling you how to run your business.
Yep.
Now, again, have they done incredible things for WWE with production and this, that, and the third, Netflix deals, all that shit? Yes, and all that is up for everybody for the money. But when it comes to the talent,
But they did the same thing with WCW.
All
they
I'm
did
gonna
all
say-
the production in the world, fireworks, Disney, all
Everybody,
this stuff.
listen. Everybody
And
said
then
the
look,
same
it
thing.
fell off.
Everybody said the same thing when TKO took over the UFC and UFC started letting people go that were important, like big important people in the company. It's still there. It's
again,
it's a process.
It's the process, and I understand that, but I don't think, as far as a talent observation is concerned, I don't think TKO knows what the fuck they're doing. Like what they did is, and this is a term that we use in sports, when somebody gets older, but they keep signing them as that utility player, like a Brett Gardner, right, for the Yankees, or like just an older soul for the. They're also referred to as clubhouse guys, meaning the rapport with everybody they work with, the camaraderie they have in the back, the leadership they have in the back is so much more valuable,
Vital.
than the money that they're making.
All right, so that
Therefore you got rid of one of your best clubhouse guys, and what is being reported is that certain people wanted to wear R-Truth merchandise last night at Raw, and were told no.
Wow.
So it's like, how cutthroat can you get? I understand the business part. Trust me, I understand. You guys are making money hand over fist. It's never going to change, right? Especially if you keep jacking up the prices. People are going to pay, and then your guys are going to get richer. But for you guys to get rid of a national treasure, how many times have we said that on this show in particular?
Protect Raw Truth at all times.
That's why I really
At all
don't
costs.
think this is the last that we see of him. I don't. I really don't.
But if here's the thing, Tommy, if they had a deal in place for him and it was too low, do you think they're going to give him a raise to come back? He's going to have to come to terms and say, guess I'll have to take that.
Here's my thing. How do we know all of that is true?
I don't. I'm just,
Like,
you're the
that's
one
what
who fuck, or somebody just said
No,
they
but
offered you lowballed him.
Because you're reading it and it's these dirt sheets.
Listen,
and-
if it ain't Sean, and this is not to toot Sean Ross Sapp, but like if it ain't Fightful, I'm not really listening
yeah,
to it.
it's there's shit that's all over the place, right? There's shit that's all over the place. I don't think this is the last that we see of it. And here's the thing: everybody's upset. He seems absolutely fine.
Because he's got generational wealth already in the bank, dude.
So then the people that are so upset that he's
It's
not.
you know who this affects the most? The fans. And the fans that are the paying fans that are just like up in arms saying, how the fuck are you rid of this guy?
Yeah, but half the time you never knew he was there.
But bro, there's a saying in wrestling.
But every time he did show up, it was a breath of fresh air.
Of
And
course,
you know
but
your
you never
worth.
knew that he was there half the time.
and know your worth. So a guy like Carlito, He was brought back, had one of the biggest pops of all time in Puerto Rico when he came back to save was it Bad Bunny match or something?
Yep.
Or it was Judgment Day or whatever. He came back, big pop, looks the part. I mean, Jesus Christ, he looks completely different to what he used to look like.
Yeah.
And he looks fantastic, right? He falls into this comedic role where I can't remember the last time Carlito had a match.
Yeah, but you know what?
I
He's
don't
also
remember
he's also
this.
taking the role of he's like, okay, so Truth has been doing that forever. Now Carlito steps into it. Now he's that guy. He's also the comedic part for the shit that he
And now you
said.
ship them both out.
Right now they're both gone. So now you just have wrestlers now?
Well, listen, and you know,
Yeah, we talked about this too.
Vince Russo went on and he's like, bro,
bro,
this is what you're gonna have, bro, is match, 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 one segment, match, match. Like he's complaining that the WWE product is
They're
gonna
gonna
shift
overload the wrestling.
all the wrestling in the world, no promo, no stories. And I look, I don't believe in a lot of the things that Russo says, but like I'm thinking to myself, like, he's probably not too far off base here because I feel like they're turning this. How many promos do you get in UFC? None. It's just fight.
Well,
fight.
yeah, then a
entrance,
shitload of video packages.
Video packages,
Right,
entrance.
48 fucking fights and then video packages.
You know,
Again,
that's what we might get now.
I think this shit always goes off the deep end when they release people. As of late, always goes off. The
Yeah,
deep
but they
people start
released
going off
people, and we were just kind of like, yeah, all right, I can see
yeah,
that.
because you can see it.
I can
It's
see
just
that.
not even. I don't want to say justify because that's not the right
no,
word.
but it's the IWC that whenever, oh my God, they're releasing such and such, they're releasing such. Like, I don't want to say who cares because you don't want to see somebody without a job.
Well, the IWC
But,
also tried to bury Jey Uso.
yeah, well, they still are, but.
Not as bad.
Carlito made one hell of a
Wow.
living on the
What?
Indies before he went back to WWE, right? Like he was linked in the Indies.
Yeah.
So he always has that if he wants to do
Of course, they all have options. I'm not saying like if the WWE releases you, it's over. A la Matt Cardona
it.
made
Now,
a
do
career.
I think they're going to go to AEW? No, I think you can get that off your fucking mind.
But if you get released from AEW, chances are you too could pop up on NXT. Congratulations to Mariah May, who made her. Well, she doesn't have her name yet, by the way. They just tweeted out she's here.
Yeah,
they're going to change it up.
And her contract, she just didn't want to renew her contract.
Because there's opportunity. And for somebody online, I got in this little tiff. Cowboys fan, so I was like really upset that I was like going back and forth with him like this. But he thinks, and I want to ask your opinion, specifically, Payne. Oh, you too. When you leave AEW, which is obviously the lesser brand, there's no questions
Right.
about that. It is the lesser brand, and that's it. There's no war. There's not, even if it's in Tony's head. There's no.
It's not
war.
even like 1A,
It's not
it's
right.
2.
It's an alternative. If you're into it and you're a fan of AEW, great, watch it, enjoy it. It's great. But if you get released from AEW or they don't renew your contract, do you think it's a slap in the face to go to NXT first?
No.
I said no. If somebody's a main eventer, like Mariah May was,
No.
and she goes to NXT first, is it a slap in the face to their character and their career?
No, because look what they did. Jade was down there for a little bit, and then she went right up to the main roster.
That's what I said. I said, bro, they're gonna
Starks-
develop her a little bit, teach her the WWE way, and bang, you're on SmackDown in 3
Ricky
weeks.
Starks is going to go there, and he's going to
Right.
take his time and get up, but he'll get up there.
Right, bro. So it's not a fucking slap in the face. It's a career advancement, if anything.
It's not even that. What they're doing with NXT now,
Time you got. I don't even know.
they're making NXT must see to where you don't want to miss it every week because the debuts are coming in at NXT.
Yeah.
Look what happened last night with Elijah, AJ Francis.
Let me comment on the one segment though, because I don't like shitting on the women because they do have great matches. They're super athletic. Strength is like they're stronger now than ever. All the stuff. That segment was terrible.
Which one?
The women's until she showed up. They had 3 girls in the ring who are eventually going to feud. There's never going to be a situation where there's 3 people that are just like, oh yeah, Dave's the champ. I'm happy with that because I'm going to want to fight for the championship. You're going to want to fight. Eventually, they're going to break up. But then you bring out all these other girls and they're all doing a little mini speech before they go on why they need to do it. And then the fighting was fucking terrible. Half of them are not going to make it to the fucking main roster. I'm sorry. It's just a fact. There was way too many people, way too many moving parts. And then literally that went from a mediocre fucking segment to gotta watch it because everything that Mariah, the way they presented her, the way she spoke and how she looked, everything was perfect on her end. Mm-hmm. But before she was shown, before the lights went out, it was terrible. I thought I'm like, this is fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
And I don't even think that the girl, what's her name? The champion.
Roxanne? No, she's
not
not the
Roxanne.
champion anymore.
The girl from Fatal Encounter, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, I get it.
The girl, the best wrestler and best talker with the best look in that group is Fallon. So, whatever.
They got work to do down there at NXT, obviously, but there was a video that has surfaced
Bro, it was so high
about
school.
Jey Uso, about the promo that they had on SmackDown.
Wait, Jay and Gunther?
No. Jay in the ring with Cody, in the ring with Cena and Logan Paul, that whole foursome in the ring. If you watch it back, Jey Uso gets no time on the mic.
No burn. Yeah.
No time on the mic. And they're like, this is because they're trying to protect him because he can't cut a promo. And I'm like, I don't buy into that. I just don't think you're adapting yourself to the way he cuts a promo. He cuts a promo real and rugged, not like, and when the dust settles, and you're looking up at the lights. No, he's more street. He's more in your face. He's more real, and it's authentic. And I personally like a Jey Uso promo. Some people are thinking that the WWE are like, hey, Cody, Logan, John, can you guys just talk a lot and just, I'm like.
But bro, yesterday you had the three girls in the ring talking. Then you had,
So many voices at one point.
bro, there was so many people talking yesterday. You had a street girl, then you had a girl that couldn't speak, then you had another street girl, then Luna Vachon 2.0 came out, and then, like, God Almighty, and it's just one after the other. Shut the fuck up.
And in that situation that you're talking about, I could 100% see that. 100% see that happening with him not getting any promo time because you have Cody and Cena that are
Logan Paul.
That
right,
are,
but
they
you
are
want the
talkers.
You want the storytellers there at that point, not the street guy that's just going to scream
Did
at you.
anybody
and
else
tell you
hear the
what he's
rumors that
gonna do.
Logan was supposed to be Travis Scott? And he backed out? He chickened out? He didn't want to do it? He was scared?
No.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard a rumor there.
That doesn't seem like Logan Paul because that doesn't seem like him.
No.
It's
it was
still such
supposed to be Travis Scott instead of Logan Paul.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear that.
Fiend. Sorry. It's
Still such
programmed
a
in my head.
Black eye on such a pivotal moment wrestling.
Whatever. I digress. But Money in the Bank is this week, so obviously you have two men. Money in the Bank.
They need to hit this show out of the fucking
And I think they will. I think
and you have the Worlds Collide.
Worlds Collide comes up on Saturday, so all the AAA
Oh
stuff.
my God.
Mr. Iguana, my guy,
You
bro.
want to talk about fucking kicking somebody in the face? El Vikingo?
Oh, he's a.
He fucking kicked the shit out of. Who was it?
No. And I've called Vikingo matches.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
His
yes,
face
yes.
was Chad Gable, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Mangled.
Which is, what's hilarious, by the way, is that Chad Gable will be taking on Vikingo at Worlds Collide, and Grande Americana will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match later on that night. So
Did you see?
I don't know how he's, but it's not the same guy.
Did you
so it
see
doesn't
Grande
matter.
Americano with the tassels? They zoomed in on his boots and it said CG.
CG. Yeah. just give it up already, guys. Listen, it's going to be a great, awesome pay per view.
I'm excited.
I think they're going to.
I'm excited for Worlds Collide.
I'm excited, yes, and I'm excited to see who's on commentary. I believe Savio Vega is going to be there, so I'm very
Yes,
excited
he
about
is.
that.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm a big Savio guy. Rest in peace, my boy John.
They're doing so
Favorite
much for
wrestler, don't
wrestling, but then
understand.
they make releases with 4 guys, and you're just kind of like, you
Well,
scratch your head.
I got a text from a certain somebody today saying they released R-Truth and Carlito, but they're going to let Dom Mysterio and Liv Morgan like shop for like $11,000 Jordans or something like that, and like on their social media platforms. And I'm like, look, man, TKO is the driver now. Good luck. Triple H can do as much as he can, but at the end of the day, even Triple H can say like, this is what I think should happen. They're like, that's great.
Here's my question.
We're going to twist it a little bit.
Here's
Like,
my
what the
question.
fuck?
Where's the president of the whole fucking merger?
Nick Khan
No. Mr. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, where's DJ?
making a movie. I don't know.
DJ?
I don't know.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, so you put him in this position, right? Because you're thinking, he's
Maybe he's
The
back
Rock.
this week.
I think he needs to fucking be back there and maybe put his stamp on things a little bit. Stop that.
I'm saying maybe he comes back
I
and
know
Money in the
that
Bank
you
for
love
whatever
to make
reason.
movies and
Don't
you
know.
love to keep making that money, but you took a position.
The
With
guy's
this
got a
company.
trillion
But
things
that
going
makes me
on.
think he's not even really in the position.
Yeah. Then there's that.
Yeah, well.
Then there's that.
Rumor alert, hot take from Payne. The Rock is not actually involved at all.
I mean, how could-
listen, you got a point because I don't see him in the meetings. I don't see any blame being cast on him. I don't see a lot of this
Everything
shit.
gets thrown on Triple H. You're throwing it on the booker. Okay.
Triple H might come to a point. I remember we spoke about this briefly about Triple H being on the outs.
Yeah.
Triple H might get to a point where he's like, fuck
I don't even wanna
this.
be here.
Yeah, we're good. Hey, Shane, what are you doing, bro? You want to do something else?
Here I am. I'm
And
Sean.
apparently, Vince McMahon is also back in the news of of creating his own media empire, and he wants to invest in a couple things.
Fight Factory Wrestling.
You might want a beach show. Hey. But
Not the only one.
Then
That-
somebody, had said, then somebody had said he was dealing with the Saudis to buy back WWE. Like,
Could they afford it?
Yes. Are you serious?
Saudis? Yeah.
I'm asking you. I don't know.
Hey, rap money.
Yeah, they can afford it.
All right. Well,
They
listen,
fucking own oil. Yes.
they own
Bro,
all the oil.
John Cena had to give the Sheik a fucking Lamborghini as a wedding gift. Yes. They give away cars for no reason. They can afford it.
Yeah, they have the, what is that, the Ferrari fucking museum in Dubai.
Yeah.
I know we're tossing a lot of money projections around, but if you
Not
want to
in our
donate
pockets.
to the Fight Factory Wrestling, go buy a shirt or a cup or a hat or a T-shirt. Or
We're
a
not looking for $4.2 billion. I mean,
or
like, we love it.
a brand
we're
new
looking for 4.2 million.
koozie. And my daughter's gonna love this shit. But yeah,
Your
anyway,
son's going to put his bottles in them.
probably.
I love it.
He doesn't have bottles anymore.
My son does. He's 2, though.
Oh well, my
How
son's.
old's Miles?
He's gonna be
How old
four in
how old's
November.
Miles?
Oh, and by the way, who broke the trampoline?
Me.
I was like, it was you or Gio. And I'm like,
You know what?
can't
He
move.
was on his roof.
He's on the ladder.
He's on
Griswold.
he's on the roof, right? He's on the roof, and he goes, "You can't hurt me, Invincible!" And he fucking
No,
jumps
I
off
think
and
the
breaks
story.
everything.
I was on the roof.
Anyway, with that being said,
I was on the roof.
Dave Sturchio.
Oh my god! Oh god!
Tommy D, put your balls away,
I didn't
Payne.
realize your nickname was the Fiddler.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you guys next week right here on the Fight
God, I
Factory.
hate the summertime.
Wrestling. Put some fucking pants on, man.